Oi, Tintin, come here.
Oh, ano?
Are you coming to the family barbecue?
I already told you, Tito, I'm going to the working this weekend, full of appointments.
Working appointment doing what?
I have to show properties. I have so many buyers and then sellers need me, Tito.
We need you. The family want to see you.
I know, but we already saw each other last weekend.
Who's grandma?
Lola.
Lola made lumpia and pancit.
That sounds so good, but I gain weight after that. It's Memorial Day weekend is in 2 weeks.
Don't matter. You look beautiful.
Tito, no, I already made the appointment, so what am I going to do?
I know. Drop the intro. Welcome back to episode 37 of the Catch Up Podcast, the number one podcast where you feed your curiosity, where you meet some cool ass people. And as you can tell by that intro, we have a Filipino guest. Shout out to all my Filipinos. Today we have Christine Nieva. As you can tell by the intro, we're big on family here. But the biggest thing, I'm super interested in Christine today, just because of her journey from becoming big into fitness, becoming a bikini competitor.
Mm-hmm.
What bikini bodybuilding.
Bikini bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's a different category. That's a different story too. That's like serious.
I guess it depends on the person. Sure, it can be serious.
That's serious. Okay, so she went from bikini bodybuilding to registered nurse, RN, and then now to her transition to real estate agent. So my biggest thing, like, that's just amazing just by itself. I just want to say I applaud you for that.
Thank you, Brian.
That's crazy. Like, you're super professional, and this is throwing me off, but I love it. But get me into that. So let me figure out how you got into the fitness world. Like, I know in the Filipino culture, it's like everyone thinks they're fat, but they're like small, tiny. So
yeah, the Filipino diet makes it impossible to get into any sort of shape. But I mean, people like Manny Pacquiao, look at him.
You be training all day.
Yeah.
He's like the Filipino Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He is, pretty much is.
Did he become the president?
Not yet.
He's still trying to be there?
He will be. He's a congressman now, but there's plans of him after Duterte is the current president.
Oh, I heard there's a big drug war and all that stuff. I was watching Samanar, Patriot Act. You gotta watch that on Netflix.
Okay.
Shout out to that guy. That funny. But yeah, so how'd you get into fitness first?
Well, I started the fitness industry, honestly, it started all through a home workout video that I was watching, and then P90X, you totally nailed it.
Oh, yeah. Fit Body Boot Camp?
No, that was Beachbody, yeah.
Beachbody.
Yeah, I started with P90X, and next thing you know, I signed up with a local gym, and then in the gym, I just started to teach myself. Never had a trainer, and just learning your classic bodybuilding moves. And at one point, about 2 years in, there was a bodybuilder that was competitive, and he recommended, he thought that I had a great base, and just go ahead and compete and see what it would be like. And I thought, no, you're crazy. Like, no way. Never in 100 years.
Yeah.
And then as he told me over and over again, I thought, what the heck? It'll be on my bucket list. Why not? Did my first one 2012. Had a lot of fun. Great learning experience. And then I did another one 2015. And that one was a great learning experience for me. Got in probably the best shape of my life.
Could you say like that was like your first like awakening in terms of like career building?
100%.
Like, yeah.
100%.
Did you know like discipline prior to that?
I did. I mean, I saw discipline from my family.
Uh-huh.
We didn't live in the U.S. since all before 10 years old.
Oh, you were born in the Philippines.
I was born in the Philippines.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We've because of my family looking for a better life, we went to Saudi Arabia for work, and even Germany, and back to Saudi Arabia, back to the Philippines, and we didn't get to the U.S. till 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did your parents work in an embassy or something?
No, it was healthcare. My mom's a nurse, and my dad was a medical technician, so they always wanted a better way.
So what grade did you come here? Like
Fifth
School.
grade.
5th grade?
Yeah.
So like
Had a
end of
thick
elementary
accent.
school. Thick accent.
Yeah.
Dang.
Whole 9.
So like you went to Esau.
Of course I did.
Dang.
Yeah,
What
last
kind of
year.
adversities did you go from there?
Kind of adversities?
Yeah, like
Well,
you
yeah,
get
you
that
had a
bully.
culture shock. You know,
Because I feel like with the Filipinos, there's a big culture in the DMV area that you kind of just fit in.
yeah, no, I did not fit in. I was actually a very awkward, what is that? Awkward duckling, right? Awkward duck. So I was
Very
exactly
awkward
that. In fact, I remember when I was in middle school and then specifically 6th grade, but 7th grade for me was one of the hardest. I just did not fit in. I was not that popular kid. And, you know, when you're at that age group, friends are important. Fitting in is very important.
Right.
And being accepted. So when I had a lot of rejection, it was hard. But every day, I remember that being a moment where I just wanted to be a better person.
Could you say you had like a chip on your shoulder?
I did, for sure. Yeah.
So then that kind of got you got really into school, and I presume, to get you into the RN world.
Yeah.
So you went straight from elementary school to middle school to high school, and then to the fitness world. And then, did you do the fitness stuff at the same time while you were going to college to be a registered nurse?
Yeah. My first show was when I was in nursing school. I knew I wanted to be a nurse since I was like 12 years old.
Wow.
Well, actually, maybe younger. Well, maybe I was 5. My mom embedded in me.
Yeah,
You're Filipino. You're gonna be a nurse. Like you have no other choice. Okay, mom. And so, of course,
You
that
was
was all I
game
knew.
girl.
Yeah, I knew nothing about that. I knew no other job but that.
Okay.
So, right when I was in high school, there was a program where they partnered with University of Maryland College Park,
Yeah.
and I already knew I was going to be a nurse. Went straight to nursing school.
And then from there, you said you were kind of burned out prior to the podcast actually being shot. You were overwhelmed. Like, how long did it take you to actually realize that?
A year and a half in, when I was practicing as a nurse.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like right after college, did you just jump in, find a job at a hospital, and then just jumped in, and a year and a half, you were like, I can't take it no more?
Yeah, that's when I started exploring ideas of what else is out there. All I know is you're supposed to work per hour.
Right.
And it wasn't until one of my nurse colleagues in the operating room, while they were having surgery and we just had some downtime, he gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad. That book to me opened my mind because I never knew you could be outside of just an hourly.
Okay.
So when I started reading that, my mind just was blown away.
Yeah.
And I started researching what are some entrepreneurial things I could do.
Yeah.
And the first thing I got into was network marketing. I knew nothing about sales.
Did you
but
join like Cutco or something?
not Cutco. I did. There was one called Market America. I did it for about 6 months.
Okay.
I told myself I was going to get the top of it, and that lasted for 6 months. And then after that, that was when I got into. It led up to my second bikini show,
Okay.
and that show I learned so much about myself, and I wanted to pursue some sort of business with it. So I started my own company, meal prepping for clients, of course, personal training, and even cooking for them in their own homes for a service. They just had to buy the groceries and I'd cook.
Okay.
And I did that for some time, and then I realized I think I wanted to do something more I could scale.
But how did you like? My biggest thing for most people, like entrepreneurs or people who aspire to be entrepreneurs, they don't even know how to start that. Like,
Yeah.
did you just like? For me, I use like LegalZoom, and I was like, boom, 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 got it all done. How did you even like think about like I'm gonna start my own company? Because for me, as a hustler on the side, I'm like, I just did it. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I charge you this amount of money for my services, and I just got it going. I never went like the legal kind of route.
I see what you're saying. I was surrounded by the right amount of people. Maybe not an amount, but I had one person that at least told me and believed in me. I think
Exactly.
for it was one of my best friends.
Okay.
So when he saw the potential in me, he had a lot more belief in me than I did for myself.
Yeah.
And when he saw that entrepreneurial side, he just said, you should go for it. He just started planting these seeds in my head that you can totally be successful at that fitness industry.
So he was just a really good support system.
Absolutely. I think any person who wants to delve into anything entrepreneurial, you've got to have the right support system. No one is ever a success without someone behind them. Someone or several people.
Interesting.
No one is self-made. I think everybody has some backbone because someone believed in them.
Okay. Dang, I'm like on the opposite route of that. Like I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who believe in me, but then there's nothing really like pushing me forward. It was more just me figuring out and just being creative.
That's amazing.
But so in the terms of you like getting fed up, like what were the things? Cause I know I talked to a lot of nurses as well. Like what are the things that you kind of went through? Like I just can't take it anymore.
Well, definitely the long work hours, the physical aspects of it, and I think a lot of it had to do with the toxicity of work. I think when people stay with their career when they feel very happy with it,
Right.
and when you're with the right group of people that are supportive, it helps with retention. For me, I found that. I found a mix of people that supported me at the workplace, but at the same time, I had a lot of hurdles with it, and those hurdles just added over time. And I just knew that no money was enough for me per hour, or whatever the case was,
Okay.
to help me stay in the business.
So you
in
felt
the
like
industry.
you were more valuable than what they were paying you, kind of thing. That was your biggest
Possibly,
motivator?
yeah. But my biggest motivator was to, I would say, just work for myself. I didn't want anybody telling me what to do anymore. I knew that no matter what input I put in for any line of work, it wasn't always appreciated. And I wanted that initiative that I put in to pay forward. And I felt that that was going to be the case with being an entrepreneur.
And you
in
couldn't handle
business.
like having a boss type of thing.
Yeah. I thought I could work under somebody.
Yeah.
But then after years of just being in school and also working for someone or being under management and being told what to do, it chips away at you after some time. I learned that it wasn't my personality anymore.
Okay. So then how did you find real estate from there?
I found it on accident.
Okay.
So a lot of the commute I used to do as a nurse would be, so I would work 40 hours a week. That was my clock in and clock out. But my commute was an hour to and an hour back. So that's in total almost 50 hours related to nursing. And what I found that really was those, I was listening to a lot of podcasts. Ever since I read Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Your commute?
yeah, I started looking through like what are other people doing as their side hustle, and I found a real estate investment podcast, and I started listening to that. And after about a year, I thought, let me just go ahead and get my real estate license because I need that because I wanted to flip houses. I mean, everybody watched on HGTV, and
No, they
You can
don't
kind of
really show you
visualize it.
HGTV
Well,
that's
that's-
flipping wholesaling.
yeah,
So you got really the details.
I got well. I really
You're
got
skipping
into
some steps here.
okay. I really got into bigger one of this pretty big real estate investing forum website
Okay.
called Bigger Pockets, and what I liked about it was that you could invest and make your money work for you passively,
Right.
residually.
Yeah.
So that's what caught me, and I thought, well, what better way than going with real estate because it's such a time and time again a great investment.
Yeah.
And so I thought, let me try wholesaling. So I did wholesaling. I did house hacking on my own house, my first purchase. And
So when you got your own first house, did you self-represent yourself, or?
no, I had my cousins represent me because I wasn't licensed yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the works of being licensed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, another family member needed my services as a realtor, and then I thought, you know what, I like this better than the other things I had in mind. So I had like this plan that I wanted to do this type of real estate, this niche, this niche. Next thing you know, it was actually residential sales. That's what I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. So then, now, like, because you're helping me buy my next house,
Right.
my next property too. So I'm like, one thing that really attracted me to you was just like your thoroughness and your attention to detail. Like, I didn't even have to like go through the numbers myself. You kind of did it for me, and I appreciate that. Like, how did you learn that on your own? Like, how long have you been doing this?
I've been licensed for exactly 3 years,
Okay.
but I've been full-time for about 16 months now,
Okay.
17 months or so.
What do you think your biggest pro is when it comes to your services?
I think it's really understanding what is important with the family. I'm not going to vomit on information on family or whatever their needs are. The most important thing is really being so compassionate, understanding, being at their level, and understanding what is important to them so then we can get to that level where they're looking at. And when you find that, everything else falls into place. They trust you. And
Yeah.
for me, learning that, when they give me that hand that I can hold, it's
Yeah.
kind of like when I was an OR nurse. When I was walking them before surgery, before they went to sleep, I would always tell them that you're in good hands. We've got the right team. You're going to wake up. Everything's going to be great. And it's the same thing. All those principles, being compassionate, it's the same principles. It's not about customer service. It's about really caring. So I think when you really convey that to any family, whether you're bachelor like yourself, or a married couple, or someone who just got engaged, you have no idea what they're doing, or someone super real estate savvy with numbers, I can relate because I just need to know what's important for them. And
Okay.
you have to care.
So like you kind of use everything in your past to kind of bring it all together.
Worse.